talk about Shiloh Hendricks, the woman who called a 5-year-old a racial slur. My first impression after watching the video, a little bit of white trash. I have to be honest, the kid was 5. I have worked with 5-year-olds for the last 15 years. Absolutely everything they do is out of pocket. They're like little unhinged drunk people. Nothing they do makes sense. A 5-year-old is capable of rifling through somebody's bag and taking things that don't belong to them. Ask any kindergarten teacher. But I realize why so many people are wanting to defend this. Because Black fatigue is real. I think society as a whole is there. We are just so unbelievably fed up with the ghetto ratchet behavior, entitlement, the victimhood, that they want to praise this woman. But what she did is not praiseworthy. But also on the same hand, please remember that every day that us white people get on this app, we get called racial slurs every single day. So if you don't want to be called a racial slur, you also have to stop calling people racial slurs. You can't talk out of both sides of your mouth. But for the love of God, please leave the children out of it. Adults are stupid. They're going to do stupid things. But you're a different level of stupid when you bring kids into it. Thanks for coming to my TED.
So basically what this woman is saying is that two things can be true at the same time. And I said this the other day when this whole situation first broke out, and then we had the panel on Monday night, where I basically said that white people are starting to get fed up, and that is the whole premise behind Black fatigue, is that nobody wants you to continue to play victim for the rest of your life. They tired of being held accountable for things that their ancestors did. They tired of you blaming all of your failures and the things that you weren't able to accomplish on white people. They're tired of you sitting there saying that you're a victim every single day, regardless of what your circumstance is, regardless of what you've been given, regardless of all of the affirmative action, regardless of the fact that you're saying that you're the most educated, but really you're the most enrolled. They tired of you blaming your debt on the system. They tired of you saying that white men are the problem. They tired of you asking for programs, and they're tired of being held accountable for the decisions that you're making every single day.
She'll be watching her back for the rest of her life. Yeah, because that's not thuggery, hydrattery, animalistic. This is why people have Black fatigue. When you act like this, it's not normal behavior. People do stupid stuff. People say stupid stuff. That's life. It's not normal to threaten to unalive people because you don't like what they're doing. But here we are. People are getting sick and tired of opening up TikTok and seeing brawls on cruise ships, brawls in the airport, like literally the most ghetto behavior. We're tired. We're tired of it. But then whining and complaining and acting like it's not your fault that you act that way. Yeah.
And so that comment proved her right. And for whatever reason, y'all think that the white people don't have eyes, that people that are not black don't have eyes, and they can't see how ghetto a lot of this is. And then I have to pay for it because I got to go outside and then account for what you did. People are tired in general. Black people, I'll just say this. First, let's start with the whole Shiloh, whatever her name is, situation, right? Because I'm not sure that I actually spoke on this outside of the panel. So let me address this. Again, more than one thing can be true at the same time. Was it right that they called the child the N-word? Absolutely not. That is already a given. I'm not sure that there's anybody that actually can justify why it would make sense to call a 5-year-old that name. 100%. At the same time, if you're trying to understand why people are supporting this person, it's because they have Black fatigue and they're tired of, I'll give you an example. And please, miss me with all of the bullshit, always getting mad at me for explaining to you why other people may be seeing things a little bit differently because I decided to be objective enough to look at it from somebody else's perspective instead of just looking at it from the black hand side. Don't nobody want to hear that shit no more. And more importantly, nobody cares about what you think because realistically, it's been proven that nobody takes accountability, which means that you'll never have any power to do anything or say anything to anybody. You don't control nothing. You're not going to say anything. And so that's how it plays out. But the other side of it is that it's a little bit difficult to validate or justify it when everybody that is black then calls everybody that is black the same thing. So I can call people it, but you can't call it. And then we're going to change the definition of a word because we're going to say that we're using it as a term and endearment, but then we're going to not validate other people because we know what your intentions are behind it. Yes, we get it that they're having bad intentions as a result of it. But again, it starts to get a little bit old and a little bit tiring trying to hold other people accountable when we don't hold ourselves accountable. I'll give you another example. Every single time that there is a conflict, we always look to see whether it's a white person or a black person. I just recently looked at the press conference at the family of Tyree Nichols, who I can't justifiably say that the cops did everything that they're supposed to do in order to handle that situation right. We know that the cops did it wrong and they handled it wrong when it came to killing that boy Tyree Nichols. I don't believe that the cops was right or wrong. That goes without saying. Anybody that's watched the footage know that he got his ass kicked. Didn't have a gun, didn't have any of these things. Obviously, 2 cops took the charge. It looks like 3 other cops got off. I don't know what I didn't follow the whole case, but I seen they got off. I don't think that they should have been completely not guilty about the whole thing. Of course not. Then they started making about race. And I was wondering to myself, okay, how is this one about race? Because it's all black cops. Oh, nope. Got to go after the mayor. Got to go after the police chief. Got to go after everybody. Even though they got fired, even though all of this, they released the body cam footage immediately. Everybody, it's a race issue. The Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. It wasn't a student versus a student issue. Now it's a black versus white issue. Black Lives Matters, even though it was an organization that robbed people and was proven to be fraudulent, and they bought mansions off of y'all, but we painted the streets Black Lives Matters, and people came after Candace Owens, but now all of a sudden everybody want to wake up and say, you know what, I kind of rock with Candace Owens because she's finally critical of Trump, which she's been objective the whole time. She just didn't agree with y'all politics. But every single thing, we first have to find out, is it a white person? Is it anybody that's not black? Because guess what's going to happen? We are not going to hold ourselves accountable in any way, shape, or form. I just seen people justify the big black statue, the big black bronze statue in New York City, and we need representation of the black woman in there. And people are tired. People are absolutely tired. It's old. It is old as snow. Nobody cares anymore. And again, I don't know what y'all thinking. I don't know if y'all think that people don't have eyes. Similar to what this woman said, now they threatening her life. You're going to watch your back for the rest of your life. Does that make sense? And for some reason, somehow, y'all said that black people can't be racist. Where? Where? Where can't you be racist? Y'all never met Letitia James? Openly racist? Y'all ain't never seen D.L. Hughley? Openly racist? You ain't never met Michelle Obama? You ain't met any of these people that has had power that rally against and then rally for people that are married to white people, and then y'all try to justify it to say that they got a percentage of black in them, and then get the hell out of here. Y'all ain't never met some of these people that are some of the most powerful or they have the biggest voices in the world. Y'all ain't never met Charlamagne the God? Y'all ain't never seen that? Y'all ain't never seen none of these people operating and just moving around and doing what they want to do when they want to do it. You know, for black people, it is tiring. And I want to review another video that I seen come across my timeline after y'all sent me this one. I want to review another video because I want to have a conversation for real, from a black person's perspective that was speaking about it. Because it's old. It is. It's super old. It's a little bit tiring. And nobody wants to continue to play victim. When are you going to start getting yourselves together? When are you going to stop selling drugs to your own people in your community? When are we going to stop being a majority of crime? When are we going to stop saying fuck the police? When are we going to stop doing all of the ghetto ratchet stuff? When are we not going to go into areas and, make it worse, but then say that other people are gentrifying it when they're making it better and they raising the property values of places that we never took care of? When are we going to start doing these things? So it's a conversation worth having, I believe. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.